am a pastor, an artist, an author, a scholar, and a conversation. Welcome to Chatfest with Kenneth. Hello and welcome to another episode of Chatfest with Kenneth. For this episode, I am actually going to be doing a phone interview of a young man in Nigeria who was kidnapped and raped. So for the sake of his anonymity, we're going to use a fake alias and try not to mention cities and locations just to for his anonymity, because it also is illegal being gay in Nigeria, and he's a bit concerned, and rightfully so. So for his safety, going and for his comfort also, going to make it as anonymous as possible. And so here goes. Okay, so we are live now. It's recording. So can you speak up? Let me hear.
Yeah, my name is Angel.
Okay. So so this interview is about an incident that happened to you last year January, and that's what we're talking about. And you feel you're okay to talk about this, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so last year January you met no, before last year January, in 2021 on Facebook somebody sent you a friend request, right?
Yes, sir.
And you accepted the friend request. You were talking with this person, and right from the get-go, when this person sent you a friend request, this person started making a pass at you. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how old are you, by the way?
I'm 23 by October.
So by October you'll be 23, and so that means you were 22 when this incident happened to you.
Yes.
I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir. I was 22.
Okay, so, and I'm just going to try and be correct me if I'm wrong in anything I'm saying. So
Okay.
you're 22 years old. Some person sent you a friend request on Facebook. You accepted the friend request. The picture on the friend request was a picture of somebody. You were a good looking person, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And you were attracted to this person.
Sir.
And so you began talking with this person, and this person started making a pass at you and was inviting you to come visit him. You suggested that this person, that you wanted to do a video call with the person, but somehow the person came up with excuses for not being able to do a video call. He said his camera on his phone was bad and yada yada yada, correct?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. And just to back up, you are a young gay man,
Yes, sir.
and you attended a male only secondary school, And that's where you discovered that you were a gay person. And because you are in Nigeria, it is
Yes, sir.
illegal to be homosexuality is illegal. It has carried a sentence of 14 years. So you were nobody knew about your you were not open about your sexuality.
Yes, sir.
It was something that was hidden.
Yeah.
So how did you okay. So when was the first time you were sexually active with a man?
That was in my first one with a
How
teacher.
old were you?
I was I was 16 years then.
Okay, so you were 16 years old when you were sexually active with the first time you were sexually active with a man.
Yes, sir.
And
16 years in high school.
okay, and this was somebody in your school? Okay. Older, younger, your classmate?
Very much older than me because he happens to be my current teacher.
Oh, wait, okay. So your teacher in school was the first person you were sexually active with.
Yes, sir.
So he was a grown man. Hello?
Yes, he's a good.
Was a grown man.
Yeah.
Okay, so your teacher, how did that happen? He
Okay. Alright.
How did it happen? You were in class and he told you to come. What happened? How did it
Not
happen?
really. Okay, not really. While I was in school, kind of girlish. I was kind of
So
girlish.
you were
Very, very
effeminate.
intelligent.
You were a feminine boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very, very intelligent. So every teacher wants me around him or her. So because of that, he had the opportunity to
Okay, so it was a
so
boarding school.
yeah, yeah. So I actually went to his office to mark some space. So
You went to his office to do what? I'm
I
sorry.
to assist to mark some space.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the process I was marking, you was like staring at me. I stopped and maybe I asked why he was staring at me. So he started telling me kind of stories about sex and every other thing. So I was like shy because I have never had sex with anybody before, like, sitting down discussing about sex talk with any man or any woman. Not at all. So that was my first time of hearing such things from my own teacher. I was shy. So at the process, he stopped discussing it with me and started touching me. So after all, I was carried away like I love
So
what he was
he
doing.
was touching you and he turned you on.
Yes, yes, sir.
And so you had sex with him in the office.
Yes, sir. Right
And
there.
and when you had sex with him in the office, was it so he penetrated you?
Yes, sir.
And was that did it was how did you feel? Where did you
It was
feel?
so painful.
I'm
I
sorry?
didn't feel much pain.
Okay, it
It
was
was okay,
painful.
but I feel, yeah, yeah, I felt much pain. Because that was my first time with somebody, penetrating my venues and every other thing. So it was so painful.
And after he did what he did and you left, how did you feel?
So I felt some pain, which I went back to him and I complained. He took me to the school chemist. So he bought some drugs for me, some pain reliever drugs for me. I was able to, take them and the pain stopped.
Okay, so physically you felt pain, but what about emotionally? How did you feel? Did you feel like you had done something you were ashamed of? Did you feel like you had done something you enjoyed? Did you feel like you had done something you shouldn't have done? How did you feel?
Okay, first of all, I felt so ashamed of myself for letting my school teacher, see my nakedness. And secondly, I felt kind of good because I enjoyed what I did with him at that moment. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How many times did your teacher um indulge in that with you?
Okay, I can remember it two, three times. Yes, because I had to tell him to stop because at the point in time in school, there are other gay students in my school, right?
Okay.
So most of them were my friends, and they began to say that something is actually fishing out between I and my sister because everything I does at that moment to that uncle, whether good or bad, he sees it as something good. He don't like flogging me, like he doesn't like to see people accuse me or insult me or do something to
So he was very
hurt
protective
me.
of you.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
And then
So because of that, I have to.
it was raising suspicion among your friends.
Yeah, yes,
So you now had to tell him to stop.
yes. But not in abusive manner.
Okay.
I told him that like the way my friends are talking about you and I don't want the person the other stuff to start thinking sometimes, stupid to join
Okay.
along. Because I was kind of person that everybody wants to be around me, both teachers and my fellow students. Everybody wants to be around me. Like I'm kind of famous in school,
So you were
so I don't
popular.
want anything to bring.
You were a
Yeah,
popular young boy in school.
yes, sir.
Okay, so that has been your that was your experience with being your sexuality. So now
Yes, sir.
this person um that invited you, you now decided you were going to visit him, and so
Yes, sir.
you traveled and went to where he was, and he told you his younger brother will pick you up from the park, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, so his younger brother drove to the park. He had your number. He called you. He picked you up, and then he drove you back to their
Yes, yes,
place.
sir.
And the place
Yes, sir.
was, it was like a guest house, but not. There were no neighbors around. It was like an isolated house.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you got there, and you got in, and you met the person you were talking to, but then it turns out that person was not the did not have the was not the picture, was not the same as the profile picture.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, and then what did the person tell you?
If I was on the asking that I'm looking for this person. I showed him the picture of the person I was chatting with. So the young guy at night told me that he is the one chatting with me with that account, like with that profile picture. I was kind of confused, like I was, kind of I disagreed with him, like he's not the person I was chatting with.
Okay,
He sees my phone. Yeah, at that point he sees my phone.
so he took your
So
phone.
we're like, yes, he sees my bigger phone and my smaller phone. Because I was with both of them in my hand. So he sees the both of them.
And then
So I was like,
how many
oh,
people were there?
they were like, okay, they were about 6 persons hiding in the inner room.
Okay.
So the person he's trying to pick me, like the person he claims to be his younger brother, and the fake friend of mine were in the same room with me.
Uh-huh.
While the rest 6 persons were in the inner room waiting.
So there were a total of 8.
Huh?
There were a total of 8 people.
Yes,
So
yes,
six
yes,
six were in the room hiding, and then 2
yes.
were talking. The fake
With,
brother that picked you up, and then the fake friend
yes,
that was talking with you. So they now took your
yes, sir.
phone. They took your they robbed you. So basically, they took your phone, they took your bag, took your money, took your wallet, took everything.
Yes, sir.
Did they tell you what they had in mind?
No.
Okay, so they just took your belongings, and then
Yes.
they started taking your clothes off.
Yeah, like I was traveling with them. The moment they were about to take my bag, I was like traveling with them. So at that point in time, there were 6 persons hiding in the inner room. They rushed out and they were powered me. I couldn't do anything at that moment. So my clothes was taken away from me and I was raped at that moment.
Okay, so they you were in the living room. They took you to the room, and
Not a living, not a living room rather. It's 2 rooms, not a living room. Two little rooms, like
okay,
2 bedrooms.
okay, so like
Yes.
2 bedrooms.
So
Okay,
one, yes, 2 bedrooms. So the 6 persons were in the inner room, while the other 2 persons are in the outer one, like the first room you're going to pass before the second one.
okay.
Yes. So
So
when they came out, when they rushed out, yes,
go ahead, go ahead.
okay, when they rushed out from the inner room, so everything happened in the first room. So I couldn't see help from anywhere because the building is a fenced place and nowhere to see help. So I
Okay,
shouted and screamed. Everyone was lost. They locked the door immediately. I bashed into the room immediately. I entered with a person that came to pick me from the park. So they locked the room and I was like, okay, the moment they locked the room, that was the
then you
first
knew
time
something
I
was
felt
going. You knew something was wrong.
yes, yes, yes. Because when I entered, the moment I entered, I was like, where is the person's name is Emmanuel. The person I was chatting with on Facebook is Emmanuel. So I was asking, where is Emmanuel? And the guy stood up from the bed and told me that he is Emmanuel, that I'm the person that I've been chatting with since. I was, no, you are not the person. I know the person I'm chatting with. So the moment I brought out a picture of the person I was chatting with, like the profile picture, and showed to him, he sees my phone and he was, I am the person you are chatting with. So at that moment, I was driving with them, like trying to, defend myself, thinking they are just the only persons there. I was thinking they are just 2, not knowing that more than 2 there. So that moment, I was, struggling with them. The rest 6 persons rushed out from the inner room, and I was overpowered at that moment. So they did whatever they want to do.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, and you don't have to answer what you don't feel comfortable with. Okay.
Okay.
So they did they use any of they penetrated you? They literally raped you.
Yes. Sir.
All 8 of them?
Yeah. Not okay. Not 8 of them really, because at that moment, just one out of them left. Yes, I can remember one out of them left.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
7 were left.
Yes.
And so all 7 of them raped you, or some were just
Yes.
watching.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
So I said all 7 of them raped you, or some were just there watching.
7 of them, but most of them did not really do it like the others.
What do you mean, do
You
it like
understand?
the others? What do you mean?
Okay, okay. Like, the 7 of them, I think I have about 2 of the boys that just came and they didn't stay long on me. they left because I think uh, they didn't feel comfortable doing whatever they are doing.
Okay.
Because after, yeah, the fake friend of mine did it more than how many times? Like, I don't, she did it more than the rest of them. He raped me more than the rest of them. Together with the one that came to pick me from the park.
So those two were the ones that were seriously into it.
Yes, yes,
Okay, and you arrived at the house around 12 noon. Do you have any idea when they were done with you? Do you have any idea like what time it was, or were you aware of anything? Uh-huh. So when they were done, you did they give you your clothes to wear?
no, my clothes have been shared by the staff. They took away my clothes. So okay, the clothes that was left with me was just few clothes that I think they didn't like those ones. They're taking the ones they wanted. So the worst ones are like one of my sleeping clothes and my house clothes. So they left those ones. They're taking the ones they wanted, my shoes and every other thing. They've shared it among the staff. So the rest ones are just my sleeping clothes and my house clothes. So I have to take from those ones. They even told me not to go with anything. Okay, they told me not to leave there with anything. So at that moment, after they are done raping me and sharing my property, most of them left. So they left about two of them with me. Three of them rather, yes, yeah, they were three with me. That they should show me that they are gonna jump me in the night so that I won't have idea of where they will drop me. So that is what they did actually to me.
So they waited till night time to now take you, um, take you and drop you off somewhere.
Yes, yes, sir.
So that means, because you were there by 12. So did you eat any? Did they feed you? Did they do anything? So what? So once they were done with what they were doing, did you get dressed?
Yes, I was less, let me just say, I was less lifeless there. Okay, after everything, they demanded for money because they called my family.
They called your family.
Yes.
And demanded for money. So so basically they had kidnapped you if they were asking for money.
They demanded for money, yes. So what actually helped me was that when they called because they were now calling all the contacts in my phone, demanding for money, that is, they're telling them that I was kidnapped, so they should pay some money for me to be released. So I told them that I'm going for burial. So I told them I'm going for burial. So the money they demanded for 1 million naira. So I told them I don't have 1 million naira. Okay, so they reduced the money from 1 million to about 7,000 naira. Yet I don't have the money to pay. So at that point, I was delayed. They refused to let me go. So they called my elder brother. They were 4,000 naira was sent to them. Yes.
So who your brother sent wired money to them?
Not yet. My brother and some other relatives. They contributed money and sent to them.
So when they were calling these people, they were telling them that they had kidnapped you, and you were and they needed money before they would release you.
Yes, or else I'll be killed. That was the threatening they gave my family.
Do you know the people they called on your phone list? Do you know how many?
Yes.
How many people did they call?
My
Your pastor was called.
yes, my pastor was called. My aunties were called. Like they called my two aunties, and my two other brothers also was aware of what happened. So it was my brother that sent 10,000. My pastor also sent some money, and
So you have no idea. Do you have any idea how much total was sent to them?
No, they didn't disclose that.
So they did get some money, and after they got some money, did they tell you that okay they have money, so they're going to release you?
Yes, they told me that. Okay, the only time they said something to me about the money was the last money my brother sent to them. They told me that the money has been completed. The money has been completed. So they demanded for my PIN, my ATM card PIN.
Okay.
So that they could, yeah, because it was my account that sent the money and they used my ATM to withdraw the money.
So you don't know.
So
So obviously, you can see how much was came into your account and how much was withdrawn. So do you know how much was withdrawn from your account?
yes,
How much?
later it was 45,000 naira that was withdrawn. Yeah,
How much?
because a friend, 45, a friend of mine sent 5,000 naira to them as well.
Okay,
My
so
classmate.
45,000 was the total that was okay. And
Yes,
oh sorry, what did you say?
yes, sir.
Okay, let me go back. So obviously, there had to be some. I'm sure you experienced some physical trauma from being raped. So you were while
Yes,
all this
sir.
was going on, you were bleeding, and
Yes, sir.
well, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. So how were you while all that was going on? What was going on in your mind? Did you think that you were actually going to survive or you were going to die, or what was going on in your mind?
Honestly, I've already given up that anything that wants to happen at that moment should happen. Because I was like, they left me lifeless. I was weak at that moment. I couldn't even talk after everything what had happened. I couldn't talk. I couldn't move. Nothing. I could not even. I was like, I'm about to give up. That was the last thing I was thinking. I never knew I would survive. Till the night they dumped me in a very far place that I don't even know. I don't know the place. I don't know the area. That was the place I was dumped with dead food and some clothes that is not even looking mine.
So nighttime, when it was nighttime, they now took you
Yeah.
and dropped you off somewhere
Yes, sir.
and then left you. Was it like on the street side? Was it a town
Yes.
or
On the street side, but yes, on the street side, but very close to a bush.
okay?
So at that point, you can see some building ahead of you, but it's very far from the building. It's in a street, but in a bushy area.
Okay. So they dropped you off and then
Yeah,
left.
yeah, that was around I think 8 p.m. or thereabout. Yeah, 8 p.m. But
Okay,
it's
around.
already dark.
Okay, it was
So
very dark. It was
yeah,
around 8 p.m.
yes, sir.
And so what did you do when they dropped you off?
Okay, I have to figure things out myself. Like I got to look for somebody I can, use his phone to contact my other brother because I have my other brother's number off by heart. So I actually looked for somebody I could use his or her phone to make some calls. So at that point, I met a very young man. So I explained everything that happened to me to him.
What
He
did you
said everything
tell?
was
Wait, wait,
that
wait, wait. What did you tell the person?
I told him I was kidnapped, but I couldn't tell the person I was raped, like I'm a gay. I came to see someone that I met on Facebook. I couldn't explain all those things to him.
Okay, so you
I
just told him you
told
were
him that
kidnapped.
yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
So he felt so pity for me because he's already late. So he took me in. He took me in. I slept over in his house.
So you slept
The
in his
next
place
morning,
that night.
yes, sir, I slept in his house. So the
Where
following day,
okay, so where was it? Did you sleep like on the floor, on the chair, like where did you sleep?
I slept on the floor because the fear of what happened to me, I was like, I was traumatized. Like, I kept on remembering all those things. I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't sleep.
So wait. I'm interrupting you. I'm sorry, but so this person, and this was like around 8 p.m. Was this person
Yes,
walking on the
sir.
street or what?
The person was coming, he's a young person, he's a bachelor, yeah, he was coming back, maybe from where he went to, I don't know, he was just coming back.
And then you told this person you were kidnapped, and this person
Yeah,
now decided to take you home.
yeah. But
He
he was afraid.
he was
He was
afraid of
really
what?
afraid. Yes, accommodation someone you have not seen before with such a sad story. You know, maybe he may be thinking, I'm not telling him the truth or something else happened, but I really appreciate him for his courage.
Okay, but
You know, helping somebody you know.
I guess where I'm a little
Yeah.
confused is if he wanted to help, why take you home?
Yes, because it's already late.
But it was like 8 p.m. ish,
That's right.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's 8 p.m. late.
yeah. It's late. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Even if I should contact my family that moment, none of them could come out that night to pick me up.
Okay. And going to the police was not
So
an option.
no, not at all.
Because if you go to the police, that means you would have to tell them you came to see somebody,
Yeah.
and then that whole homosexuality thing will come up, and of course being homosexual is illegal, so basically they're just going to arrest you and lock you up.
Yes. But the guy that accommodated me, he actually told me to go to police station. I told him not to worry. The following day, when my brother comes, all of us will go to police station.
Aha, now
So
it
that
makes
was
sense.
assurance.
Now it makes sense because I was a
Yes,
little
that was
confused there. Okay.
yeah, that was the assurance I gave to him. He said, okay, no problem. That was the assurance I gave to him. So the following day, in the morning, when he managed to purchase some credit card, so I called my other brother on phone. The moment I called him, I gave the guy the phone. He described the place of my other brother because it's the same address. That is about 60. That is where my brother stays.
So how far was your brother from that your the place you slept in? How far?
It's very far.
Like how
Very,
far?
very far.
3 hours, 4 hours?
No, not at all. Not at all. Let's just say something like 40, 45 minutes to get to where I was.
Okay. Okay, 40 to
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Because the place I slept is an aspect of the city. Like, it's very
Okay.
far.
Okay. So
Um, okay.
so your brother came and picked you up. You told your brother on the phone
Yeah.
that you had been obviously your brother knows you had been kidnapped because they had called him for money and everything.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
So in the morning when I called them that I have been released last night, okay, my brother was like, why did I call that night that I've been released? So I told him that the person I slept over in his house having call card. So that is it. So when the person ordered um a taxi for me that would drop me at the point where my brother could come and pick me up.
okay, so the person okay, so let me repeat that. So the person didn't have credit on his phone to call that night, and so in the
Yes.
morning he now bought credit and then called your
Yes,
brother,
sir.
and then he paid for a taxi, and the taxi took you to a place where your brother could come pick you up. So when your brother picked you up, did the what was his reaction?
Okay. My brother didn't come alone. He came with a friend of his, like the soldier, who is a soldier.
Okay.
So when they arrived, my brother was like asking me. I was eager to tell him the truth of the matter, but I was kind of scared because of his friend.
Okay.
Yeah, because of his friend. So I kept on telling them I was kidnapped. And here, when I got to my 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 village, my brother took me direct to the village.
Okay.
Okay. So met with my the most eldest among us. So after everything, I told them the truth of what happened.
So
So
you
my
told,
father
who
is
did you
not
tell? You told your brother and your entire family the truth that you were raped?
not my entire family. My father is not even aware of what happened.
So who did
But
you
I
tell?
told my elder brother, the two of them.
Oh, your two elder brothers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so did prior to this incident, did your two elder brothers know that you were gay?
Not at all until this incident.
So did you, when you were telling them this incident, did you tell them the whole truth that you went to see a man that you were trying to hook up with? Or how did you tell them the entire truth?
No, not at all. I didn't tell them my way of thinking. Explain my way of thinking.
Okay, so what did you tell them?
I told them that I went to see a very good friend of mine that lives in that city
Okay.
that we've known for a very long time. Like I went to see him at the protest or on my way to the person's house. I was taking a wind by from that guy. So
Okay,
they
so
came.
so basically what you said was you were going to see a good friend of yours. On your way to see your good friend, you were kidnapped by a gang of people, and then those
Yes,
people took you somewhere and raped you and
yes,
demanded for money. What was their
yes.
response?
My other brother is a kind of person that's very he wants to know everything, like he wants to know the truth. He actually told me to take them to the place,
To
and I
take them
have
to where?
to the place that stuff happened to me. That I should take them to the place.
But you didn't. But were you able to?
No, I didn't because I told him I can't recognize the place any longer.
Did you try?
I didn't.
Okay, you didn't try because you weren't trying to. As okay, let me rephrase it this way. Assuming you were able to recognize the place, would you have taken them there?
Yes, I knew that was the assurance I gave to them as well that if I'm able to know the place, I would have taken them
No,
there.
no, 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 no. I'm not
But
asking
I
the
wasn't.
no, no, no. I'm not asking the assurance you gave them. I'm asking you that assuming you knew you could remember the place, would you have taken them there?
Yes,
Okay. And you didn't care what if the person now came out and said, "Oh, you," and contradicted your story. Did that ever concern you? Hello?
yes, sir.
So what I'm saying is you had told your brother a different story that you were going to see a good friend and some people came and kidnapped you and raped you. So now if you
Yes,
had been able to find out where this person was and you took your brother there, that means
yes,
the truth will come out. So would that have been a problem for the truth coming out?
yes,
So
yes.
that
A very big problem.
okay, so that means even if you knew where the place was, would you have taken your brother there?
Not at all. No.
Exactly. That's what I was asking. That so that means
No.
so okay, so going to taking your brother to the actual place where there was not an option.
No.
Even if you knew, even if you could figure out where the place was, you were never you had no intention of taking your
Taking them. No, I can't. No, I
okay.
won't.
So did you go for treatment, physical treatment?
Yes, I will.
Where did you go? You went to they gave you went to the hospital or was it in the village herbalist practice or what?
I went to the village chemist
Okay.
to get some drugs. So I
Okay.
explained everything to them.
Okay. And so I'm really sorry that this happened to you. And so what about the Facebook account? Obviously, I'm sure he blocked you or deleted the account.
He blocked me and deleted it.
Cause he can block you, but you can easily open another account
Like,
and
like, not really. What happened? The moment he seized my phone, the moment he seized my phone, they are asking me forced to do so. So I gave them my Facebook password. What this guy did was using my own pictures to lure other people, which I was able to, recall to Facebook. Like I announced it on Facebook that account is no longer in use by me. That was what the guy was doing.
Okay, wait. Hold up. Let me make sure I understand. So, when they took your phone, they accessed
Yeah.
your Facebook and then used your Facebook um to what did they do with your Facebook?
They were using it to lure other people. Like they were using it to chat with my friends and my family. Doing the same thing that they did to me. Like using my picture to lure other people to them.
Okay. Wait, I understand what you say, but I'm trying to get what you mean. So, when you say lure other people, do you mean they were talking with people who were already your friends, or they're using it to add friend requests to other people?
Yes, to ask friend requests and also to check because at a point in time, a very close friend of mine chatted me on a new account that I opened. After that, I was using someone else's phone to chat on Facebook. I opened a new account with somebody else's phone. So at that moment, a friend of mine chatted me up that somebody is using my old account. But I told them that I'm no longer using that account to chat. So I was like, the person was like, they're using my old account to chat with them. I said, no, that account is no longer in use by me. They were using it to send friend requests to other people, telling them, the same thing I was told.
Okay, let me rewind. Let me rewind. So, they they took your Facebook password and were accessing your Facebook while you were there. Okay, so now that you have left there and you're in your brother's place, why didn't you um you just gave up that Facebook account?
Yes, because I couldn't access the Facebook account any longer because they changed the password.
Oh, okay, they changed the password. Okay.
Yes, yes,
So that the Facebook account now belonged to them with your picture, and we're now using it to
yes,
do the same thing that they had done to you.
yes, yeah. Like, like I later announced it that nobody should chat me with that account because I'm no longer using it. In case anybody taps them up, like in form of telling something to them in my own nature, like talking to
So,
them as if I'm the one,
uh-huh. So is that
and they shouldn't respond.
so is that account still active?
Not really. I haven't checked it for
No, not by
some
you.
time.
Obviously, it's not you. But are they still using your account with your picture? Do you know if they're still using your account with
I
your
don't
picture?
I don't really know. I don't really know again, but I've not seen that picture again. The last time I started that thing, they were using the same name I was using, like the name I used to open the account. They're using it, but the password is no longer my.
I understand, but
Yeah,
I understand you don't have access to it, but that's what I'm asking
yeah,
is so okay, I am Kenneth Tamara. Then somebody
okay,
comes and then takes my password, changes my password, so I no longer have access to Kenneth Tamara. And so I now go and open another Kenneth Tamara. So that means there are two Kenneth Tamaras, one that I am using
yeah,
and one that the other people are using. So,
yeah.
but then they are using my profile with my picture for fraudulent practices. So what I'm saying is, do you know if that fraudulent account is still active and they're still using it to lure other people, or you just moved on? You just moved on.
I just moved on because I don't know. I just moved on. Just, I don't know.
Okay. So what about emotionally? How were you affected by
Yeah,
what
I was
happened?
so emotional. I was emotionally drained. Not because even and when I got to the village, my dad had to call his own pastor for prayers and every other thing and counseling. So the man prayed with me. He told me not to think more about it. But I am the victim. I'm the person the incident happens to. So the problem, the traumas I passed through was so hectic on me. Each night I want to sleep, the thought of what I passed through will always appear, will always come to me. I will keep thinking. I was emotionally down, like seeing myself raped and injured, bleeding and pain and everything, and everything taken away from me. I was emotionally drained. Yeah.
So so right now, as I'm talking to you, would you say that, what do you think about yours? Do you think you have overcome it? You're now okay, you're back to who you used to be? Or are you affected by? What do you think?
Yeah. I can't keep dwelling in the past.
So
Like
you're okay.
I'm not really okay with what happened because I couldn't report to the police. Like I just need somebody to fight for me, like somebody that I can confide in apart from my family. I just need someone that I could tell the exact truth of what happened. If I am to tell the big groups, like somebody that is also a gay about what happened, and to review what happened to the person, like the person will mock me at my back, like will laugh at me at my back. So I didn't feel a reliable person to confide in, so that I could tell the truth of what happened to me and explain everything to the person. Somebody that could tell me, yes, I will be able to fight for you despite the act or despite you such a person. Somebody I didn't see somebody like that. So
Okay. But okay, so what I'm trying to figure out, not necessarily the the incident of what happened. I'm trying to figure out you, that from your own opinion, do you think right now that you are, do you think you need therapy? Do you think you need counseling? Do you think you are okay? What do you think? I'm trying to see, where is your mind? Where do you think you are right now?
why? I'm not perfectly okay. I'm not perfectly okay. I still need some counseling.
And
I need some
why do
help.
you think that? Why do you think you're not
Yeah.
okay?
I think I'm not okay because of the what I passed through, like what the incidents that happened, what I passed through. This time, even as I'm talking to you, like this interview, I don't know how I will feel after now.
Hmm.
Like the, everything like will look fresh on my memory.
Okay.
Even last month, on the 8th of last month, I remember um, 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 this, by this time last day, I was starting some difficulties, like I was starting some difficult challenges in my life. So I remember that it's now a memorable day in my life, a day I will never forget. So I'm not so okay because when it happened to me, nobody to, fight for me,
Uh-huh.
and nobody knew the truth.
And
Even tell my
obviously,
family.
for you, you felt going to the authorities or police was out of the question.
Yes, I felt like going to them, but what would pay the outcome of me going to sleep? I
Okay.
would be the one to suffer for it. Yes,
Yeah.
because
Uh-huh.
it's not illegal stuff in Nigeria. So
Mm-hmm.
if I'm to go to the police to report the incident, so I'll be the one to face the consequences.
Yeah,
I'll be the one to
because you are in, because that would be 14 years of because you were practicing something that is considered illegal.
yeah, yes, not
Okay.
just me
So
alone. Yeah,
okay. So what about, Do you think if I found a counselor or therapist in Nigeria that you could talk with, would you be open to it?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Well, thank you for this conversation. We'll talk more once I finish this interview, and I have some resources that I can connect you with. One last question I have for you. So you said your pastor was they called your pastor and asked him for money. So your pastor, all he knows is that you were kidnapped. He doesn't know the other part.
Yeah.
Who knows besides your brother? Who else did you tell about the rape?
Nobody, not even my friend.
Wow. Wow. How does he feel talking about it now?
I feel I feel good because I'm, because it's a life story and a life experience that I'm saying out. Like others may hear about it and they will be cautioned. They will take some precautionary measures to if people is not seen before. You know, they should be able to know the kind of person they are visiting or the kind of person they are coming to see. Okay? So I feel sorry for myself for making one of the greatest mistakes of my life, being somebody I've never met on never met with before. I get so I feel sorry for myself and I feel bad and also for sharing
Okay.
out my experience.
Uh huh. Okay. So, and I know you're a Christian. So, what about So the Bible is against homosexuality. How do you reconcile? Do you feel guilty about being a Christian and being gay? How do you reconcile the two? Where's
Yes,
your head
I
regarding that?
like I'm not so okay about it, but I keep telling myself each time I try to stop it, like if I take a decision that I want to stop it today or I don't want to do it with anybody, I can't just, take away all the friends that let's just say God has given to me. I can just tell them, go away, I don't want to be your friend again because of one thing or the other. It's step by step. So being a Christian, I know is not that is cap for a man to take his fellow man. Okay? So
So you see that's something wrong.
something is wrong somewhere. But I can't question God because I was born I was born like this. So I don't know. I was born like this. I was born into it like this. So at the time I discovered that something of this nature is in me. So I think at this point I have to be very, very careful the way I do it with people. Because yeah, I have to be very, very careful, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your story. And definitely would see the resources that I can hook you up with.